What's up, Bears faithful? It's your boy Trax and Annie up here on Chicago Sports Podcast. And right now we're talking about a couple things that have been kind of buzzing in our ear, man. Who of all of these guys that got us to the promised land, that got us to our first playoff victory in the history of ever, man? It's been so long. We finally got all these guys, and now all of a sudden we had all this cap space last year, and now we got nothing when we got to figure out what we're going to do. So some of those heroes that we had, that we cheered, that we adored, that said, it's Chicago, you know, all that good stuff, they might be leaving the building. So we're going to talk a little bit about it right after this.
On the ice, red lights flash, goods in the summer, whole city mad. Track sick of tone, nigga ran for the sound. City ride with it, yeah, this our town. It's Chicago. Fucking hell, we live in Chicago. Sports podcast, yeah, we in it. Cut the take, cut the call. Whole city tell you when we turn the ball. It's Chicago. Let's pay, lean in. Chicago. Sports podcast, yeah, this spin. Same heart, same code. Sports podcast, hey, let's go.
Let's go.
That's a
Don't
vibe.
know, now you know. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. Give us a good review. So, Annie up, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good, brother. Good to be back, man. Always good discussing Shot Town sports, and it's always a pleasure, man, when fans meet, man. So I'm glad to be here, bro.
Yes, sir, man, and thank you for answering the call. So now, I got a couple questions for you, man, because there are some guys that you and I have really, learned to love, man. There's some guys that we really, really like, but then there's also a business side of it. But at the end of the day, we're fans. We're not GMs. You know what I'm saying? So when I see guys that come out, and you see my Facebook, you know, you see me a picture with Tremaine Edmunds. You already know how I feel about him, man, and meeting him, you know, and everybody's got these stories and all this stuff of all these DJ Moore, you know, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Out of all these guys, which one, and please in the chat, make sure you guys, once again, hit that like and subscribe button, share this video with everybody, man. But I also want to hear from you guys. This is a show created from us, for you, for the voice of you guys to be heard. You're not going to get this on the 3-letter networks of NBC, ABC. You're not going to get this on the 4-letter networks of ESPN and CHGO. You're going to get this right here on Chicago Sports Podcast. Annie up, man. Take it away. Which one stings you the most? I mean, nothing's for sure. Nothing's dialed in. There's a lot of conjecture, but there are possibilities. There are rumors.
Yeah.
Which one of these guys would hurt you the most if they had to go?
Oh, man, that's a good question, man. I really, you know, us as Chicago fans in general, not just Bears fans, we, over the years, I noticed that we tend to, you know, get emotionally connected to these guys. And that's because we're a passionate fan base. So Brisker, in my opinion, that would be my guy. And I know he hasn't been the turnover machine that, say, a Nahshon Wright has been, or even a Tremaine Edmunds or Byard. But you remember what happened when Brisker went down last year, man. Our defense fell off a cliff, went straight down. That dude, he really brings juice to the squad, to the defense, the heart and soul. He's proud to be a Bear. So he would be my number one guy just because of the intangibles. And his play on the field, like I said, he doesn't get all the turnovers, but, you know, he's tough. He brings that energy. He has good size for a DB back there. So Brisker would be my number one guy, man. I would hate to see a bunch of these guys go, but Brisker would be my number one dude, man. I really like that guy. And I feel like, you know, that's he embodies Chicago out there with the grit and the toughness. He talks, he chirps, and I seen him bully guys. Like, I seen guys back down, mainly those dudes up north, those Green Bay Cats. So I would have to go with Brisker as my number one dude, man.
Okay, so Brisker's number one. You don't want to see him go anywhere. I do understand that, and I do appreciate that, because at the end of the day, when you look at a guy like, when you look at what's happened to him on and off the field, you know, that injury, they all get succumbed to it. It's part of the sport. You and I have played it. We know what it's like. Heck, we get injuries even not playing the sport. So we're worried about going to work and all this kind of stuff and whatever. And, you know, and that's the thing. But, you know, like Jim Miller always says, your best resume is your health.
Yeah.
right? And so Brisker, there is some problems. And while I don't want to see him go, I would like to see him stick around for another year just to see potentially if we can get it on a deal,
Yeah.
friendly deal there,
Yeah.
what it would look like. What would it would look like to have him there? But I do want to say, if we do get him, we still got to do our due diligence in getting another safety
True.
in the draft, maybe picking one up free agency, undrafted, whatever it may be. I think our team and our GM has done a really good job picking guys up like CJ. I mean, just out of nowhere and just elevating and being one of the top tier guys on our team. And that's kind of where I'm at with some of these guys, is like, there's some guys that were legit not there for a very long period, and we found ways to win without them. And that to me, like for me, I talk about Tremaine. Tremaine is the one that gets me the most. Very intelligent, very swift and quick. I mean, when you hear Brian Urlacher talk about him, like, hey man, give him the money, show him the money. Got to get this guy. He's fast. He's tall. He's strong. He's a freak. It's like, and I don't think before he got injured, he led, and still lead the team in tackles. He was third with interceptions as a linebacker.
Right?
He was doing great, and then we had to hurry up and bring him back because we were running out of guys. I mean, we did not have any linebackers that we thought of to dress.
Right.
Out of nowhere, out of the wilderness, a guy on the bench, a guy at home, D-Jack gets called. DeMarco Jackson called to come. He was on our show a few weeks ago. Love the guy. Awesome guy, family guy, hard worker, grinder. He gets it, man. As soon as he gets in there, automatically you can see the whole team elevate. They fly to the ball more. He just energizes them. I love the guy. Now I'm seeing some guys in the chat. They're talking about DJ Moore. I agree, man. That guy, you heard, Antoine Randall, one of your favorite coaches, a local guy, talk about the fact that this guy right here is everybody looks around. The other receivers, they elevate. If they've got an injury, it turns into a hurt, and they play through it because they see DJ do it. They see him grind. They see what he does, and he is that leader that we need. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, Annie Up. We all like our people. We all love each one of these guys. There's a fondness, especially in the fourth quarter magic and all that through 7 games. All that, Annie Up. I mean, where are we at with it, man? I mean, it's hard, man, because it's been so long. We've been hungry for a team like this where we might have only had 2-3 guys that we really liked and followed, and now it's like there's so many of them,
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. We had such a magical season, man. Like the success was off the chain. It was much needed, especially as a diehard Bears fan. But we can't understate how magical that season was. Those comeback wins, how people who I never heard or ever saw wear Bears gear, talk about football. I mean, we're really into it. So again, in all of my years, man, this was one of the more special seasons. And with that comes, not wanting to get rid of guys who was a part of that. But then the business kicks in. So let's go back to Tremaine. The guy was balling out. He was on his way to All-Pro before he got hurt, man. Let's call a spade a spade. He was on his way to All-Pro. He got hurt. I still don't even know what was wrong with Tremaine. I mean, I know he was hurt clearly, because no one just sits out after having such a first half of a season that was that amazing. So I don't even remember what was wrong with him, but you could see it affected him in his return. And I think he's getting a bad rap for it. It's not his fault. He didn't ask to be hurt. And I'm not going to forget how he was getting those picks and sideline to sideline. You don't just lose it. You don't just lose that like that.
Yeah.
Then I don't even think we have a safety under contract now. So like what you said, that's just up to your point. We got to get some young cats back there under contract. And also, I want to see how much staying with the Bears and being a part of something special means to these guys. I know you got to get paid, but let's get some restructuring going on here. Cole Kmet, I don't want to see him go. I think now Cole can his career could be extended because you got Colston who's going to slide into that number one slot, and then you got Cole Kmet who can do a lot of the dirty work and then like go and ride under the radar a little bit. So I don't want to see him go. Let's sit at the table. Let's restructure something. Put some money on the back end. I don't know. I don't do the books. Well, however you got to do it if it's worth it to you. And these guys really want to stick around and be a part of something special. We got to bring Byard back. I don't think there's anybody. I don't care about age. The guy has never missed a game in his career, bro. Like, that's special. He's a unicorn. Like, we got to get Byard back here. So we got a lot. We got a lot. We need linebackers. We need interior D linemen. Gervon. People want Gervon. There's a market for Gervon Dexter out there. He's not untouchable. I like Gervon. He's gotten better incrementally each season. But if people are calling about him and it makes sense, I mean, we gotta answer those calls. And I really trust Ben and Cole to make the right moves for us. I haven't felt this way about the Bears ever, knowing that the offseason was coming in and oh my God, we're gonna lose this guy. Oh, what do you think we can do? I never felt this confident knowing that the brass will make those decisions. The only thing that I'm not confident about right now is where the hell we're going to play at, where our stadium is going to get built at. But as far as our roster, I'm totally confident that these dudes are going to make the right decisions. And I'm hopeful, and bring the caliber of guys we need to get in here to keep this thing rolling, man. Sustained success is what it's all about.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in this man, Poles. I think he's doing a remarkable job. There's been a couple times, I've checked out on him, and he's always circled back and did a great job. All these guys right here, Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen, although he graded low from his, not his peers, but the players on his team, they gave him a C or whatever. I mean, he didn't have all the pieces, and it was kind of a rough go. Didn't have all the pieces that he'd like. All the players on the team we got to keep in consideration. That's from the Hits philosophy, not his philosophy. So we got to take into consideration now. There's some guys that we really like. Gervon Dexter, he might not fit that build of a defensive lineman that he's got, but now this guy right here, I'm going to miss this guy a lot.
Yeah,
he was, The thing about it, when you look at a guy that's not only a running back coach, but also will talk to the lineman, will talk to the quarterback. I mean, anybody that is around a coach that, hey, I'm just a running back coach. That's all no. Right. Eric Bieniemy took care of all of it. Now, from what I understand, his replacement, is going to do pretty darn good. I talked to Jim Miller, he knows him. They've talked. There's a lot of understanding and whatnot. I think he's going to be a good person to fill in. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill, and a lot of people were kind of wondering whether or not he would ever, amount to anything. But at the end of the day, man, you look at the teams that he built everywhere he's went. Oh my gosh. And the team that he built with us, we were top 3 in the NFL, and we were the only team who had 2 players with 750 yards or more in the NFL. I mean, running backs. It's amazing. Wow. And we all was kind of wondering where our, Monangai would do. We were just like, we got a guy. And then we were like, we got Swift, and me, I wanted to go out and get a big time running back, and draft early and potentially not be able to go get those, Colston Lovelands that we got, or Luther Burden. But man, I'll tell you what, these guys got it right, and I think guys like when you get a guy to return like Antoine Randall, this guy right here, man, I mean, is he as good as it gets as far as being a positional coach that doesn't just – when those guys come out of the tunnel, he's not looking for just the receivers, man. He's dapping everyone and getting them fired up, bro.
Yeah, he is, man. Hey, look, like you said, man, I mirror those sentiments as far as I'm sorry, what's my guy's name? What's our running backs coach that just departed, bro? Jeez.
What's that?
Excuse me. Bieniemy, there we go. I hated to see him go, and I mean, it was fast, man. It was like a few days after the season was over, and I knew I was checking my phone, like, wake up, check my phone to see who we lost, because I just knew Al Harris would be like, I thought we were gonna lose Al too, but yeah, Bieniemy, that was a tough loss for us. But like you said, man, with Randall L, man, he's so much more than just a wide receivers coach. He gets everybody turned up, man. He starts it with the crowd first, man. I love that guy. But we just got, that just shows, man, we really have like an all-star cast, man, as far as that coaching staff goes. Because with Al Harris, with Randall L, with JT Barrett, Studsfield. I'm terrible with names.
Studsfield, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, he, you know what he did over there down there in Miami. Miami did not have a lot of bright spots last year, but his position shined last year. A-Chain and those guys, even the backup, I think Holly or whatever his name is, they look good. So with that there won't be any. I don't think there will be a lot of fall off with that position. But like you said, Bieniemy wasn't just a running backs coach. Now that's where we might lose a little, or hopefully not. I don't know. But either way, man, I feel so good that we don't have to go scrambling, looking for a coach, trying to draft a quarterback, wondering who's going to be our GM. Is he in the hot seat? We've seen so many different scenarios being Bears fans, bro. It feels good just to be like, all right, so we got to fill some spots. We got to build up our depth and all of that. We didn't lose nearly as many coaches as I thought we would. That's another plus for us. I just feel good about being in this spot that we're in, man. And now I'm just, I'm looking at these guys. I've been watching the combine with my wife. We do that. That's like a ritual of ours. And we looking at some of these dudes and looking at some of their measurables and stuff. And it's jaw dropping out there, man. And I don't know where some of these guys are going to go, but I know if we're looking at all like this, how our coaches and our scouts and all of those guys are feeling. So I'm super excited, man. And I'm confident. Like I say, man, I'm confident. We got the guys up north, like, you know, they can't wait I can't wait till the season starts either, but man, just looking online, these guys are chomping at the bit to play us again. And that's how it should be, man. That's how it should. Let's get this rivalry back going. And it's not just Green Bay, it's NFC. I want to be spoken in the upper echelon in this NFC this year. You got these guys who know the system now, man. DA, let's get DA some toys, some pretty toys to play with.
Yeah.
So he can go out, so he can go out there and get some stops for us. Because if we had a little bit more on defense, and I know guys were hurt, man. Anyway. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But yeah, man.
That's a lot. I mean, if you don't players there and they keep getting hurt, there's only so much you can do, whatever. And that's just kind of what happens. Some of it's the field. Some of it's the very tough schedule that we got. Some of it's just the fact that we're playing football. Absolutely. And it's just amazing. Like every time we didn't know what position we're like, where's our defensive backs? Where's our safeties? Where's our linebackers? Where's our running backs? There was a game where we thought DJ Moore was going to carry the ball 30-40. We had no idea what was going to go down, and freaking I give it to Ben Johnson, man. And the rest of the crew, they made chicken salad out of, what? And I'm just like, wow, man, it looked really great. And that's kind of where I'm leading this conversation, is the fact that there might be some holes that we need to fill, because some of these players that have to go because of cap stress. I don't think if we could really keep everybody and we had the cap intact, I think we would run it back. Absolutely. There's definitely some spots where we could help fill in and do some things that a little better, like that contract Dale. Somebody said in the chat, everybody, shout out to everyone in the chat, man. You guys are killing it over there, man. You guys are doing great. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are doing phenomenal job. Trey Tune's in here. Louie's in here. Charles is in here. Trap Doug's in here, man. I'll tell you what. Louie just won a jersey in our raffle tonight. And so, yeah, shout out to you. And Cresty, a new guy, he just won one also. So thank you guys for being a part of that and everybody else that was in it. And let's run it back soon. But, yeah, yes, like I said, guys, man, a lot of good stuff in here. A lot of people are talking about some rumors about, okay, let's talk about Max Crosby. Some people are saying, Doug is saying that the price for Crosby is way too high. Looking back when we were talking in March and April March and April about our players. Okay. And,
Yeah.
I was talking to you and the rest of the fellows. I says, we need to go out and get a Max Crosby type guy. We need to go get a Myles Garrett type guy. And what ended up happening was that, we didn't get one. And a lot of people are like, well, Trax, we're not one player away from a Super Bowl. We're not one Max Crosby. We're not one, Myles Garrett. We're not, Micah Parsons away from a Super Bowl. But guess what? We were one player away. If we would have had that edge rusher, I firmly believe if we had a Max Crosby, if we had a Micah Parsons, if we had a Myles Garrett, and I believe out of those three, the only one that stayed healthy to the very end was Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
That's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is you never know until you know, and you can't always say that we're not there because nobody expected, except probably Ben Johnson and my crazy tail, that we were going to go as far as we did. And there were times when I was even questioning in a game. You and I were watching at Wind Creek Casino with the watch parties. We're both looking at each other. The crowd is silent. The fans are silent. We're worried. We're wondering where it's going to come from, but we believed that it would come from. We just didn't know where until it didn't come. So now we can build off of that.
Right.
What's a way that we can build off of that and maybe sustain early, getting the score in the first quarter, second quarter, getting an early start instead of from the very end, putting all the points on the board. And then finally the cardiac kids kick in and then Caleb, finds a way to win and all of that. Where would you like to see? I guess my question is, there's three ways to elevate your team, as you know, really, Annie up. We've talked about this all the time in the free agency, trading, and in the draft. Out of those three, how, doesn't matter where, you could tell us where, how, and the cheapest is obviously a draft. Probably the most expensive is probably free agency.
Absolutely.
And probably second most expensive would be a trade because you never get back what you especially if you're the one that's going after it.
Absolutely.
What position do you think that we need to get right away?
Well, seeing how we don't have a left tackle, man, if we're being real. He doesn't have to be Trent Williams either. I don't know who it is, but we need a left tackle because if my boy Theo was the man, we wouldn't have did all of that scrambling and shuffling for the playoffs, even though it worked out, Tooney being that left tackle, it worked out for us.
Yeah.
But Theo was the man. Ozzie probably won't play next year. And that hurts my feelings so bad because that young guy was out there balling like he'd been here before. So I hate that. But I think left tackle is huge because, it's one of the more important positions on offense. You got Caleb's blind side over there. So a left tackle, man, somebody solid. And then Dan Rushar, one of my favorite coaches. Let me speak. That boy, I love Dan Rushar, man. He doesn't hold any punches. He said, I don't think we have him in the building. We got some guys. He feels like it's a faceless, nameless position. Some guys have traits. I mean, he wasn't holding any punches, man, and I respect it. So we need a left tackle, man, and we've seen what happened when Caleb had a solid O-line in front of him. And also, I think to answer your question about getting off to those starts where we don't have to storm back at the end, I think just with Caleb and the offense being in year 2 of Ben's system and not having to go through all of the installs and all of the things that they had to do in year 1, I think that alone will elevate the offense to where they're a lot more comfortable and not as sloppy or messy at the beginning and at the starts of the game. I think we really need to pay attention to that because, again, this was a whole new offense. And if you go back and look when Ben was installing it with the Lions, it took a year, man, at least. Those guys didn't come out of the gates running. I mean, they showed flashes. We are way ahead of schedule, man, and I don't want the fans to think that.
I want to ask you something. To stay ahead of schedule, I wonder if what Ben Johnson has a lot of value, and maybe that's exactly how the Lions were built. Okay, because he was part partially architect, right? I know he had a lot to say. With that personality, you can't tell me that he stood back and just listened to, I mean, Dan Campbell, he's that dude. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I feel what he's trying to say right now, Annie Up, is best player available. And this is also Ryan Pohl's philosophy, is what's going to win you. It's not who I need. Okay, we're going to draft because what we need. And then at some point, all you got is a bunch of positions that you need and not the best player available that you need in a guy like Colston Loveland. And later on, we're like, oh, no, why are we getting Colston Loveland? Why are we getting Luther Burden? We already got – oh, my gosh. You know, why? This is why. Because we had the best draft of all 32 teams in the NFL. So we need to trust the process and see what happens, even if you lose the first two right out of the gate. I'm just saying, I agree with you. I do think that we need to go out and get a left tackle. I don't think that a guy behind us. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, the Canadian, the Eagle is not going to do it. Okay. I'm not saying that Braxton Jones can come back, be healed, and play a little while and help out. I am a little worried about Caleb Williams' health and also our running backs if we don't have a left tackle at that position. But here's the other thing. If you find a guy that is going to stop the run and stop the bleeding, put a tourniquet on, and not have over 5 yards a carry against our defense, that's demoralizing, especially when you're playing the team from up north in the NFC North. We don't even say their name on it. But I'm just saying, bro, being ran again is demoralizing. Now you get a guy that's like a Tommy Harris type guy, a guy that can stop the run, has a high motor, and can be that spark plug for that 4-3 in that 3 technique. I think you go get him, and then maybe in the second round you go out and get your left tackle, or vice versa, whichever one's better. Are you okay if you see a guy, you know, over from Clemson, that defensive tackle over there, or Alabama, or Ohio State, and we get that defensive tackle? Now, second round, we go out and get that left tackle later on. So I'm thinking offensive line, defensive line, trenches, and then build your way out. Are you okay with that? Or where do you – maybe it's a linebacker. Maybe it's a linebacker. Maybe it's, you know, that dude from Ohio State that ran a 4.47 and can jump.
Sonny Styles.
Yes.
Sonny Styles.
That guy's a cheat code, right?
No, absolutely. Hey, you know what? To answer your question, man, I would prefer, just me personally, the trenches on out either side. Don't care. It's offense or the defense. Also, again, and I know it's the boring response. I really do, but especially because, hey, let me share my faults. I wasn't pissed about Colston Loveland. I wasn't pissed, but I was like, well, all right. Well, we got a tight end, and you know, I didn't watch a lot of Michigan football. I'm not gonna hold you, didn't. I'm honest.
Hey, but remember, we were a little worried because he was injured coming in. He had that shoulder already, and we're like, oh my gosh.
That was so that was a double whammy. I didn't love the pick because I was like, we got Komet, and then this guy's so. Again, I just want to be honest with everyone watching. I was a little like, Again, man, we had one of our best drafts ever. With that being said, these guys know what the heck is going on. And you got Poles who admittedly spoke out, just resoundingly said that, basically, Ben is going to be a huge part of how we draft. He doesn't care. He's not trying to, there's no ego. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no ego with the GM letting the football guy, coach, know what the heck. No, you know what I mean? He's in the driver's seat, and I'll play passenger right now because this guy, he knows what he needs. Let me go over here and talk to DA. Let's see what he sees for his pieces and every little toys that he needs. I just love the harmonious vibe that's in Hallis Hall right now, man. I don't know, man. I love these dudes.
Oh yeah, man. Great. You know what? They said, and I was listening to this yesterday on NFL Network. So they say that the position that has the most substitutions is defensive line.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, And we've got that. We've got that, but we still need a dog or two in the fight in the middle. Build it from the inside out.
Yeah.
Go find your guy in Joe Thuney.
Yeah.
The guy that's going to make everything work. The guy that's going to be to your most important covering, protecting the blind side, your quarterback, your biggest insurance. Then the guy that's right next to Dolman, your center. Go find him. The guy that's going to be the conduit, that's seen it all, be there. He talked to Patrick Mahomes. He talked to, he talked to Tom Brady. Now he's talking to Caleb. I mean, this guy, he was around some of the best coaches in Andy Reid. He was around some of the best coaches in, Bill Belichick. And now he's around Ben Johnson. And this guy right here, man, I'm telling you, you need to find that dog. And we thought we had it. We thought we had it in Grady Jarrett. I don't know what happened. I'm not saying he don't have it. I'm just saying we need to find the guy that's going to be it. And he can help unleash and bring that guy up to that next level type thing. So I really feel just like you do, we need to build it from the inside out, because we had the outside covered for the most part over in Darnell Wright. We had that covered. Braxton was all right, but he was serviceable. He could have been better. We got better. And then we also had a better offensive line coach. That was huge. That's important.
My favorite coach right now.
Okay. Yeah. Talk a little bit about him and what he's been talking about lately, and then we'll wrap this up.
That Dan Rushire is so straightforward, and he's so confident in his abilities and his eyes. He trusts his eyes. He was just saying how he knows what it looks like. And just hearing him say that with such conviction just gives you confidence. No knock to the guy, no knock to Benedette, no knock to Braxton, none of them. You guys got some of the traits. Ozzie, we probably won't have Ozzie all year, but just how confidently he spoke about knowing the eye test and knowing what he sees and knowing what it looks like gave me full confidence that these dudes are going to find someone to protect Caleb's blind side, just like they did with Ozzie. My boy D Nice and I maybe even yourself as well. We went back and forth a little bit, but he said if Ozzie didn't beat Braxton completely out in training camp, then he wasn't the guy. And to a degree, I agree with him. But Ozzie came out and played like he'd been there before. If he didn't get hurt, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But again, with Dan Rushire there on our team, with the eyes that he has and the years that he has in the league and the time put in, I guarantee you we're going to find us a diamond. If not, someone even in the higher rounds. But I'm fully confident that we'll find somebody to protect Caleb.
Hey, I'll tell you what. He can go have Braxton Jones go over to Green Bay. Oops, I said the name. And go protect the blind side of his favorite quarterback, Love. Okay? Forget all the freaking man crush that D Nice brings about Love. He's part of the witness protection program. I've never seen nothing like it. I love D Nice with all my heart. You know this, but it's freaking ridiculous.
But I don't speak bad about Love. I don't think Love's a bum either.
Huh?
I don't think Jordan Love's a bum either, though. Like,
You don't think he's a bum?
Nah, he's not a bum.
So listen, if you put any sort of pressure on him at all, if you tell him there's pressure coming, he goes from first to worst. All you got to do is just say, hey, they're sending the dogs, and it's whoop.
He gets bad, just like most quarterbacks. And this is all I'm going to say, because I don't want you to think.
And he can't stay healthy. 2 years in a row. When you need him the most, he's out, dude.
That's a true story. I have no rebut to that. I'll also say this. Matt LaFleur when Jordan Love is balling, Matt LaFleur puts the handcuffs on him. As a Bears fan, I love it. As a football fan, it jumps out like a sore thumb. It stands out like a sore thumb. When he's killing it, now they're running it 100 times with Jacobs and just takes the ball out of his hands. I don't know if he's scared. I don't know what it is, but he handcuffs that kid. That's all I got to say about that. Next.
Yeah, you're good. So anyways, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Share with everybody, man. We're going to start rolling up some giveaways, man, because we've got the raffle going. If you guys want to get on the raffles, make sure you follow us on Facebook. That's where all our raffles happen. Brandon Trackside. Follow me on Facebook. I put it all in there. I share it to Chicago Sports Podcast on our Facebook group. And then Chicago Sports Podcast 2 on our other Facebook group. And then we also have what do you call it? We have X app, we have Instagram, and we have YouTube. So make sure you share all of that for all of our content. And do you have any parting words? Anything that you want to share?
I just want to say thanks. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Bears fans worldwide. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Couldn't do it without you. And we will keep you updated with all Chicago sports news.
And you know what? Before we get into where we're going to move and what we're going to do, because I don't think any of us know yet, we wanted to break down the players, the guys that we know, love, and trust, regardless of where they suit up, or regardless of what area it is that we move to or stay.
Right.
Those are the guys that we love. We don't go watch the owner suit up on Sunday.
Right.
If we did, it would be awful and it wouldn't last long. Same thing that goes for me. I'm calling myself out, but I'm just saying the coaches, no, sorry. It's the players that we love. True. It's the ones that we go watch. It's the ones that we talk about. It's the ones that we play on Madden, everything. The jerseys, the autographs, everything. These are the guys. We had to talk about that first. Next up, we will run it back soon. Stay tuned with us. Follow us on all of our social medias. And on YouTube in a few days, we were going to come out with something about talking a little bit about the pros and cons to move or stay, whatever. So once again, appreciate you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that like button, and we're out.
We're out.
On the ice, red lights flash, goods in the summer, whole city mad. Tracks like a tone, lingering for the sound. City ride with it, yeah, this our town. It's Chicago. Fucking hell, we live in Chicago.